Welcome back to Beekeeping Basics with Danny. So today we're going to have a look in this hive. It's about the 7th day inspection on this. I know it's getting pretty full, so what I'm going to do the weekend is I'm running out of supers and I'm running out of frames and so forth. So we've got a lot of, I was going to leave it till the end of the summer, but I'm not going to be able to do that because after the video that we see with the queen we put in there, and I've not checked to see if they've accepted the queen or not, so we're going to wait till Saturday to do that. And what we're going to do is I want to extract the honey out of them supers and then get them back in there, that way there, clean them all off for me. I could add a couple of nice empty brought out frames into that hive, re-pot them back onto that hive, and then that excess honey that's in there they can bring up, and that'll give that queen some laying room. That's the plan. I could also potentially put one on there. We're going to look into that one as well. That queen is pretty new, so I'd like to think we've got some nice cat brood going on in there now. She's not marked. I may mark her up today, we'll see. So yeah, we're going to get in, have a look how we're doing. I did panic a little bit yesterday and I put an empty super on there just to give them some room. So yeah, let's get in and have a look. We'll start with this one first. So let's get in and have a little look at what we got. It did seem very busy yesterday when I added the super. So we do have, again, nice clean hive tool. Religiously soak that in our mixture now. Okay, so I'll just put that there side. So already they're coming up, and then looking in what we added yesterday. So that's purely to give them some room. So we'll get this one straight out of the way. We know for a fact that they would have done anything in that. And this one's completely all honey, as you can see. It's absolutely full. And we'll put this one on the top. When we put this back together, we will put this one on the top and that empty one below. Oh, and that is heavy. Yes, that is very heavy. Just having a little look on there, making sure everything is what it should be. So I'll run a hive tool around this, because it does get very stuck. And the propolis that they stick all these hives down with is actually sap from a tree. They get the sap out of a tree, and that's what they use to make all this sticky propolis. So you learn something every day. So now look, this is busy. We've got to be mindful now that obviously the queen's in here. So what we do is, and this just seems to look like it's all honey, so we try and get one out that's and I've got to admit, when it's this full, I don't enjoy taking the first one out because it is very hard. So the key to this is work with the bees. Remember, your queen could be in this, on this. So we're going to take it out. That being the middle one, maybe not. Let's go for an outer one, just in case that queen's on that middle one, because generally that's where they are. Remember, this is double brood on this beehive, so this will be a brood frame, and it's really stuck in there, really stuck in there. But we're gonna do this very gently. It's pulling off the honey as we pull it out, so it's dripping with honey right now. It's going everywhere where it's actually ripped it. They will clean that up. Let's hope to God our queens know we're in the vicinity of that. This time of year we do have the bloody wasps, so this is not going to be good. Sticking a wet honey frame on the frame holder. So what I may just do with this is just place this on there for the time being. So now we are looking for our queen. She has been marked up, and there's lots of cat brood, and just seem to be filling every bit now. I just hope, I really need to get some fresh supers onto this. Lots of drone brood. No signs of the queen on there, so. And there was, the last time I went in there 7 days ago, there was room. Obviously this top box is always going to be filled more, so literally checking all around. Oh, there's a play cup. Please don't be charged, because I'm really not up for doing a split right now. Let's have a look in there. No, it's not. So that's an indication that this has got, they need some room. So again, there's no signs of the queen, but I'm not impressed with seeing a play cup already. Really not. Fresh larvae in that one, so that's a good sign. So she's been laying. And I feel that what they need to do again is stop filling it with pollen, nectar, and give the queen more room, because you know, I really need to. Tomorrow I'm spinning these out, and the quicker I feel I get, because the problem they've got is they've got nowhere to put this nectar other than in where the queen needs to lay, and that's not good. That's what we don't want. If I put a freshly spun clean super on here, they will fill that straight away. They will move this up. Again, no signs of the queen as yet. She may well be down in the bottom brood area. She has been laying up here, so she is, oh, there she is there. So there she is with the blue dot on her. So let's wait until she moves up the frame, get her in the middle, not on the sides. So she's looking around for places to lay, clearly. She's looking in all the holes. We'll put her in there now, keeping an eye at all times. So at least we know she's up here. And this is what worries me, where they're filling it with honey. It's really full with nectar and honey, as you can see. Again, look, nice and gently as we put this back together, knowing that she's on there. That speeds things up anyway. What we could do with some this cat brood to emerge. There's a bit of room in that. And there's a bit of room in that. And she's not really laid in there. But clearly there's a nice honey flow on because there's lots of nectar. I'm making sure we've got no wasps or anything on that. Really is been laying. As again, we've got lots of cat brood again. Some nice clean white larvae there. So yeah, she is running out of room, especially in this top box. Let's hope there's more room down in the bottom box. You'd like to think that there would be. What I may do is add a frame of this cat brood into that nuke box there. I did put and that's a nice one there. I did put a frame in there the other day. It'd be nice if they drew that out and I could do a quick swap over. Let's spin the camera around and we'll have a look. I'm not overwhelmed with the fact that I've got an open. I've got that there, all that honey on it. Let's have a look, see what's occurring in this for the minute. Just making sure queen's not on this top before I place that down. So what I want to do is, if I can, let's put a frame of cat brood into this to boost this. So we just shake off them bees and we'll do a little swap over. Hopefully we can force it in there. So place that there. I'm going to get that one back out that we just had, which I do believe was this one. So as you can see, we're going to try and get that into there. Now let me go around the other way so I haven't got my back to you guys. If we just place it in there nice and gently, and we're leaving the bees on it for the simple reason them bees need to look after that cat brood. Doing it nice and gently. And we'll close that one back up. That also, spinning the camera back round, it also gives us one here with a bit of laying room in it, which we could move into the middle. So let's just have a little shift about. I'll move that there, and that to there. I'll drop that into there. That will give them bees something to work against. We'll have a little look at this one here. Again, I know it's going to have a lot of honey on it. A little bit of, oh god, and there's our queen. She moved quick. Now she is now here. Now that is amazing because I didn't even look at that frame. because I thought, well, it's safe to say she's right back there. So there you go. That was a child schoolboy era, if you like. Yeah, it really was. So let's close this up. And very, very careful, because that queen was on that one. The last thing we want to do now is go and squash her. And that's how quick she moves, guys. That's how quick she gets from frame to frame, and that was very, very quick in my eyes. So hopefully she moves over to this one that we've just put in, because there is room there. She could start laying. It's very, very sticky. It really is sticky. God. And this brood box is gonna be heavy, because it's got a lot of honey in it. Now, what I'd like to do is get off this. What we could do is just drop it in there. Maybe not. Just remove this, so when we put that frame back in, what it doesn't do is make it any harder than it's going to be. Oh, a little bee buzzing on my. He's caught, so we will try and get her out. There she goes. So just want to. Get that off the sidewall. Okay, so let's get this in. It's extremely sticky and heavy. Hoping not to catch any bees. Right, okay, so what we do is we take that frame holder off, we'll place this brood box onto there, hoping that our queen is still in it. Oh, jeez, man, that is heavy. Now what I've got to do is just move these bees. Don't want to squash them, the best place is down there. Didn't really want to upset them neither, but there you go. So, moving that. This is what's made it so hard to get out, because it was stuck down the bottom here. Very sticky. Okay, so let's get into this. This is a frame that they obviously need to draw out. Now we will still making sure that the queen's not on this. So we can shuffle these around. So again, I'll spin that one around. God, it is, everything is just so sticky, it really is. Everything is stuck together. So, checking for the queen first, making sure she ain't dropped down. So she's had a nice lay in there. Lots of cat brood again. I can't believe how quick that queen moved though. You know, that just says everything. And so she's got a bit of room in there, or she's been laying in there. Certainly been laying in there. I remember putting these empty frames in here for her to give her that laying room. So they combed it out relatively quick, and God, it really is stuck. That's a nice light one, so hopefully we have a bit of room in this. We've had a nice bit of cap brood emerged, and that'll open up big areas on the frames. So it looks like there has been on there, and they're just cleaning out the cells. So that's good. That will give her some room that she needs for laying on there. That's good. This is what I was hoping, that we had a bit more room down below. Just checking for my queen, making sure she's not on this before playing around with it too much. Again, we have a lot of pollen stalls in there to feed the young larvae. Right, it's literally a frame of pollen stalls. What I'll do is under my fingers. Again, there's a slight bit of room on there too. I think this is why it's so busy, because we've had the cap brood emerging nicely. Let me just see what that frame. Really, a lot on there is there. I don't really want to put that in the middle if I can help it. I won't upset it too much, but she's really booming anyway. She's been laying lovely. What I might do is put that into there. Let them get going on that, because I reckon they will comb that out relatively quick. Let's do a little swap over. Oh, look at that. Absolutely lovely. Cap brood massively. This is going to be booming very shortly. Really will be. And that is why I need to get some supers onto this hive the weekend. The weather's meant to be a little bit on the crap side as well. Threat of rain potentially all weekend, so them foragers will all be in this hive. And if I get some wet supers on here, and whilst it's raining, they can be busy moving this honey up into them for me. That would be lovely. From the brood box above. Again, we'll just have a little look into this one. There's a nice bit of room on that for her there, look. I may also move that one over. Bring these two right back. Introduce that there, and that gives, well, there's a nice frame for her to pick out and start laying in. I'm going to squeeze this one into here. Oh, if we can. Yes, we can. Being nice and gentle. And there we go. Closing it all up nice and tight, as that's one that gets really awkward. Okay, so we'll get the smoker on that, we'll smoke them down, then I can get this other brood box back on. Never like, you know, having to squash bees. So this brood box is extremely heavy, so 1, 2, 3. Placing it nice and gently onto there. Making sure straight away on the queen excluder we don't have a queen walking about on there, which we don't. So that's good. We'll give these a smoke down to get the queen excluder straight on there without trapping any. There we go. And now we will smoke them off on the edges. Removing that also. I haven't really got anywhere to go, but even if they just fly off for the minute, as you can see, they're all just walking. Don't want to be squashing any when I put this on, but I was going to swap it around, wasn't I? So that's what we need to do. If we can just tilt that onto there, get this box just moving any bees out of that vicinity if we can without squashing any. Don't like squashing bees. We have a bit of, we can get this one back on top of here. That is extremely heavy. Getting it so it's sitting on there right. And again, now we can just get the crown ball back on. And there we have it. Bees will find their way back in there, I'm pretty sure about that. Okay, so this is the one I'm intrigued to see how this new queen is getting on. This is obviously the one that they produced themselves. Earwig in there, so get that earwig out of there. And what I'm going to do is get my pen and the queen catcher ready. As well, because I may just get her marked up. It does make life a bit more easier putting that to one side once we find her, because she's not marked as yet. Just placing our lid, crown board, sorry, over there. Now that I do believe is just all honey in there, so we'll just move that straight off of there. And then we'll get this queen excluder on. And look, there's been a wasp in there. They've killed that wasp. I'm not sure how he got in, whether he got in through the entrance, but they soon got rid of him. And this is the unfortunate thing, we're at that time of year now where we're getting these bloody wasps, so be mindful, because they are killers to the hive. You know, they can smell the honey and what have you. So what I'm going to have to do, these slip one way, so let's get this empty one out of here. So this is a brood and half on this one we have. So we'll sit that in there, making sure obviously there's no queen on that, without a blue dot as well. Okay, so let's make a start. I'm pretty sure that all we're going to really see up here is just honey, them starting to fill it with the nectar and so forth. But we will check anyway. I mean, you know, they're working on that side, but not quite on that side, just needs capping over. I'm sure they'll do that sooner rather than later. Tiny bit of cap brood in the middle of that one, so that's a good sign. As you can see there, look, just a tiny bit of cap brood, because obviously she can come up here. So we know we've got a queen laying in here. Again, that is really stuck down. And like I say, we don't have a marked queen, so we are now looking for an unmarked queen. That a nice bit of cap brood there, some larvae there, nice white larvae. Double checking that that queen's not on there anywhere. So I can't see. So we'll place that on really where it was, but see, she's certainly been laying up here. Oh, look at that, a lovely bit of cap brood there. So she's starting to really lay now, and there's nice fluffy bees indicating that we've had some cap brood emerge. So guessing that this is gonna really kick off like the others very soon. And there's a real young fluffy bee, looks like she's just come out. I'll leave them to do what they do best. This is very well stuck. And a good check about, again, nice young bees emerging, so we're getting cap brood emerged, so that's giving the queen a bit of laying room. So I'm still not seeing her yet. A real good scout. Nice fresh larvae all in there. So there's the queen on there, but what we'll do is we'll remove this off of here. Oh, it's wet with honey. I should have had my vowel on now because I'll taste that. But again, no visual sign of the queen, but lots of fresh larvae full up in there. So she's certainly been up here laying. We've not been in this for a little while, and that's why they've stuck to the bottom frames which I'm not a lover of when they do that. And that is just full with honey. And we will be able to individually take some of these out and swap them with some wet supers again when we get some. So it's a little bit tricky when you're putting it down onto what's broken out at the bottom. You can't see in there, but I'm going to spin that. So I've got a lot of bees on that, so what I don't want to do is fit this back in, because what it's going to do is going to squash them. So if we can, with that on there, let's see if we can move this over, and then I can remove what's on them other frames effectively. So yeah, that's allowing me to do that, so we can put this back together how it was. Right, place that one into there. Anyway, and we'll just put the crown board on that, keep any wasps out whilst we go through this. Now, this is what's broken off the bottom of them frames that I pulled out. So really, what we need to do is get it back off. So whilst we've got it open, there's lots of honey in that. Take that indoors with me when I go in and give it a taste. And the trouble is, I've got it all on my fingers doing this now, but it's better for me to do this now. Obviously the bees want to clear it up. It will just make life a lot easier when I place this back on. It's a bit of larvae there. It's ripped off the bottom as well. No varroa on it, so that's a good sight. Yes, there is. There's one there. That kill that. Will make life a lot easier. Smoker's playing me up. And there we go. Well, it's a bit easier. We can just get off these bees. That's it. Last bit there. Right, okay, so now we're in search of the queen, and we do have sticky fingers. That's always good, and I've got nothing to wipe my hands on, which is always good. I might not be able to mark that queen up with sticky fingers right now. Let's be very, very gentle. Now we are looking for a queen, remember, with no blue dots, so it does get tricky. I'm going to thorough check before hanging this up. There's a lot of cat brood on that side. A lot of cat brood on that side. No indication of a queen on there. We'll keep checking, but no. So we've clearly had a lot of cat brood emerge. There's a queen there. Okay, so let's see if we can catch her. She's a nice big juicy queen. Sticky fingers is not great right now. She is an extra large queen. Oh, no, she's run off. So, not sure where she's run off to. I reckon she went down into one of them frames there. It's a bit of a nightmare. She's a big queen though, she was a very large queen. So yeah, just double checking. Just couldn't get her in that frame, in the beak, in the catcher there. No, that's slightly annoying because I do want to come across her. I'm going to go through them frames anyway, so we'll keep looking. We just found her early. This doesn't help, I've got really sticky hands. It does get a bit tricky this time of year. Lots of cat brood. She's doing a great job. Just having a good check. See if we can find her again. She was further down the frames. Hopefully she may be on this one. Nope. Can't see her on that. Nothing on that. It's kind of here as she run down. So I don't know where she went. They do move pretty rapidly, as we've seen. So I can't see it being on this, but you never know. No. So without going back through, well, a bit of a stalemate to where she went. We'll just double check again. So the bee there have honey all on her, so I'm sure they'll clean her off in a bit. I want to find that queen again. I want to make sure that didn't hurt her anyway. I did see her run off. But it is very warm today as well. I'm sweating at the moment. Just not sure where she's gone now, which is frustrating. Just don't want to caught on any of this wet honey or anything like that. Can't see her. No, can't see her anywhere. It's definitely spottable. So she's gone back this way, so again, she removed pretty damn quick. I certainly see her run off and down, so I'm going to be really annoyed now if I don't come across her, because that won't sit with me at all. I'll be extremely worried that I've done something, hurt her or anything. It all plays in your mind. Make sure that let's keep going through here for the minute. Right. So where the hell did she go? Can't see her now. That's very annoying, because I don't like that when things like that happen. Is she sitting at the bottom? Oh dear. Should have potentially have just left it until another day when I never had these sticky gloves. Let's have a look on here. She was originally on that second frame or the third frame. But now I've not come across her anywhere. No, can't see her now, and I've been back through them frames. That is frustrating. That is very, very frustrating. Ah, dear, dear, dear. Please don't. It's always best to really get that queen catcher on her when she's in the middle of a frame as opposed to the edge, because that's the outcome. They run off. There she is there. Now we've found her. Right, let's have another attempt. Let's try and do this a bit more successful this time. Okay, so I can't see where she's gone now. There she is. So again, we're kind of, okay, there, like there, we have her. She just crawls up, and then we can shut it, like so. So, let's see if we can get her. There she is in the sun. She's a nice big queen. We can trap her and we get her with the pen. So, just a case of getting her in the right spot at the right time. Like, oh, nearly, like there. Just letting that dry. It's not the best of spots, but it's a spot. It'll always help. It's on our 4X, it's in the right place. What we're going to do then, we're going to place this back in. We'll put all this back together so we close it up straight away, I think. That's what the plan is. Oh, gloves. Oh, I really shouldn't have started messing with bits of honey. It's sometimes not a good idea, but in the same respect, if I didn't move it, when I put the hive back down, it would have started trapping a lot of them. So, this is when we make sure that we do a successful, making sure it's over the she will work out to go down. There she goes, and now she's gone in. Okay, so she has gone in there, so we can shake off them, get this off. We'll move some of these away from the edge. We can get that box straight on there, just making sure that she's not on the top there anywhere. I don't want to do any damage right now. So on we go with this. Back on with our queen excluders, so we're going to have to give them some smoke. Is my smoker still live? Just. On with that. On with the honey super. Back on with the crown board. So there we have it. A bit of a sticky situation going on, but we've done it. She went in. And we just do this back up. Okay, so there we have it. So yeah, as good inspection. That is really booming. That really is booming, and that's doing extremely well. And she was a big, nice, fat queen in there. That's what the hive produced themselves. So I'm glad we went back through, we found her, give her that nice blue dot, successfully made sure that when she come out of that queen cage, whatever you want to call it, she went straight down in there. All the frames was back in, so we done what we wanted to do. So really happy with them. Next step will be, fingers crossed, we've got the F1 Buckfast queen in there. There was no cells, so they should have accepted her. They should have accepted her, so we will see with that Saturday. I'm going to do some extracting, get some nice wet supers back into these hives, free up hopefully all of the areas that they're storing their nectar in. And you know, if that queen starts saying to the bees, I want room, they will move that nectar. All the time it's not capped off, they will move that nectar up, especially into nice clean wet supers. They will move that up. And the little trick is, you know, if you want, you know, if you have some capped honey in there, take off the wax, expose that honey nectar, and they will start moving that as well. So yeah, we've also, like we've seen in the video, we've put a nice frame of cat brood into this, with obviously all the nurse bees still on it. Give this a little pump. This certainly needs a pump up. And again, when we get some wet supers, some wet frames, we'll have a look in here and we'll see if we can free up some space in that as well. Take out, I know there's some honey ones in there, take out that honey one, get a nice wet one in there, let them clean that out, and hopefully give that queen a bit more laying room in there as well, because I feel that again, it's that time of year and the flow's on, the honey's coming in, and they will find every space they can to put it and store it. So, you know, please subscribe. It's free to subscribe, you know, it doesn't cost you a penny if you just pick this up. Throw us a like, throw us a share. You know, I'm just out here, I'm just showing my experience as a single beekeeper, running, as you can see, 3 hives. That's where I want to keep it. You know, beekeeping is a little bit easier when you just want to keep expanding with lots of hives, because you just do a split and you just crack on with your hives. Just entails a whole lot more work. But for me to keep 3 hives, it does get a little bit tricky to maintain the swarming and keeping them into brood boxes and stuff like that. But as we've seen, it works. We had queens in there that went out in their maiden flight and never come back, but we also had a swarm that we caught from there, and we then done the paper method trick. So it works both ways. And if you've not seen any of this happen, then go back through my videos. You know, we've got lots of swarm catching, we've got merging hives together with the newspaper methods, and you know, marking queens up, and etc, etc. So take a look back, even last year. I started last year and you can see my first year. So if you're thinking about beekeeping, you've come over this video, go for it. You know, first and foremost, do your course, get your course out of the way, and then it can be done, and I've proven it can be done. It's not easy, but it can be done. So until I go in there Saturday, we are actually on July the 4th or 3rd at the moment. I've been a bit lapsed with posting videos, so it might be that you're watching this video late end, middle of July. But so that's all the blabbering done from me for the minute. And until next time, ciao for now.